For those of you who think you need more at home.
For those of you who feel they need to ask for anything.
For those who just need a little nourishment.
We have that at home.
Brunch. We eating, laughing, talking, and having a good old time. And everybody's welcome, y'all. We at
Brunch. We talking everything that you always be thinking about. Convo that's chillin', gives you feels that may even make you wanna shout. We have that at home. Brunch. Come join the table. Talk to your neighbor. It may get so good you start shaking that table. Uplifting and fly, have you on cloud nine. Give you all the vibes you feel when you are having brunch.
You gotta come and join the crew.
Mm-hmm.
We set the scene for you.
Hey.
Brunch, we have that at home. Monetization King. We set the scene for you.
What's up? I think we're on longer than 30 seconds.
I know. I like the whole jam.
I like that. That's so good.
They knew it was a number one hit, so they tried to play the whole thing. What's up, everybody? It's Keem, it's Moni, it's Jeesh, with some special guests that we'll introduce in a moment. And this is We Have That at Home Brunch.
Welcome, everybody. Super excited for our episode today. We're going to be talking about some Black entrepreneurship and possibly some long distance relationships. I don't know. But you know what? Last week, we totally forgot to show our food in the beginning, but I'm legit hungry. So I'm going to show y'all now because I start eating. Y'all know what's up. Oh, shucks, I got food and stuff. I'm trying to be better. Last week I had banana pudding. I made a little salmon burger. I'm so L in that word, and I need to get my life together. A salmon burger.
That sounds good. I got a little pancake. And syrup. I don't know where the hell my syrup went, but it's gonna make it do what it's gonna do.
Let me show y'all what I got. Because I went the route of Moni. And I wanted a little dessert. So I got me some red velvet cheesecake.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm going to be grubbing on. A little, along with a little champagne.
All right.
So let's get into it, Mel. Let's introduce our guest first. Or Jeesh, introduce our guest.
Coming live with us today on Sunday Brunch, we have Micaiah, co-owner of Young Flawless Bundles.
It's kind of a big deal. I checked out the social page. Mama is doing business.
Thank you.
Then we have Jeree Spicer, who is the cyber boss.
And I want to know all about that. I'm like truly interested. That's not my field. I don't know nothing about it. So I'm here.
So we're about to get into it.
Do y'all want to start by saying a little bit about yourself, drop your social, where people can find you, what you do, where you're at?
You can go first.
I'm like, who's gonna go first?
Go, Micaiah.
Okay, well, I am the co-owner of Young Flawless Bundles alongside with my fiance. We sell hair extensions, of course, wigs. Our Instagram is young_flawless_bundles. We are located in Oak Park inside of Greenfield Plaza, in Suite 452. We started our business back in 2016. We actually took a break and then we just started back last year, and business couldn't be better.
That's what's up.
Yeah, business is booming.
Okay, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, but I currently reside in the suburbs because I like to be out the way. I work for Ally Financial, and I'm a business line risk manager. I've been in the cybersecurity field for 2 years. I have my own blog called Read the Cyber Boss. That's at Read the Cyber Boss, all one word, on Instagram. Read the Cyber Boss spaced out on Facebook. And I do have a website, readthecyberboss.com. Right now, I'm in the process of rebranding, so I don't have anything out there, but I will be having updates on my social media sites. I'm also on LinkedIn at Read the Cyber Boss and Jeree L. Spicer. And what else are we supposed to say?
Good.
Okay. And I'm hungry. I don't have no food. My food downstairs. So
We're eating for you.
All right. Just wanted to drop the socials in there. I'm super interested. All right. So I guess, Kia, if you want to start, we were back entrepreneurship. How did you get started in your business? Because you do have like a pretty big following, and you have an actual like brick and mortar store, like a place people can physically go. That's not a lot of things people are doing these days. So how did you get started?
Actually, it wasn't even my idea. It was my fiance's idea to start selling hair. But it's a good business. So ever since we started, I like doing it. So I mean, everybody wears hair. I feel like it's a one business that probably would never get old.
Mhm.
As far as the building, we are inside of a salon. I want to get my own salon one day, my own building. But that's got us a lot of a following too, because we are inside of a salon, so people come in and out to get their hair done. So that's a way that we got a lot of followers. And then I think it's all about marketing as well, because we have something called a loyalty card. It looks like a debit card. You buy it for $8. Every time you come back, you show the card, you get 10% off. So I feel like that's marketing gets us a lot of followers too.
That's amazing. I think it's dope to like go to get your hair done, and you have a place right in the salon where you can get your hair. You know, it's reliable. It's always going to be there. You don't have to see what hair the salon has, or you don't have to go scramble to buy your own.
Yep, everything one-stop shop.
Amazing. And you sell online. Do you sell on like from Instagram website? Are you on Amazon?
We do have a website, youngflawlessbundles.com. We have Facebook, Young Flawless Bundles, and Instagram, Young Flawless Bundles.
Definitely going to check that out. And you are in Detroit?
Well, we're in Oak Park, inside of Greenfield Plaza.
Okay. I don't know nothing about that.
That sounds like a borough.
What does that mean?
Greenfield Plaza. It's a big building. It's all with different suites. They sell hair, they do hair, sell clothes, all beauty supplies. Yeah, and then literally everything in
Think
one
of
big
like
building.
a strip mall inside of one building.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's bomb. That sounds cool.
Yes. And where's Oak Park?
Michigan.
Okay. Is it like Detroit?
It's like a metro area, like a metropolitan area.
Yeah.
So it's outside of Detroit, but like very close, like driving, walking distance, like it's connected. The metropolitan.
Bomb.
Were you hesitant to start that line, Mikeia?
I wasn't hesitant, but when we first started, it was a lot of things that we didn't know. So business wasn't as good as we wanted to, and that's why we actually stopped and took a break. I was a little hesitant jumping back in.
Okay.
But we did it and just kept the faith. It's not easy. I feel like no business is easy. Being a business owner is not easy at all. But I feel like the longer you do it, the more you'll get used to it, and the better it'll be as time goes on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ree, you want to
Jeree, I did not mean to put you up here like that.
Ree, you want to tell us a little bit about cybersecurity?
Oh, man, where do I start?
You seem really enthusiastic about it. Like, I want to know about this thing.
Yes.
I love cybersecurity because it runs the world. I would
So
say
what
the
does it
best
entail?
way. Okay, so the best way to describe it is, cybersecurity. Everybody thinks like, oh, you fix computers. No, that's completely different. We don't build computers. That's computer science. Cybersecurity is protecting, sensitive information, whether that's on your mobile device, on your laptop. For example, like with, the federal government, where the people who work for cybersecurity, for them, they're protecting the assets of the United States. Your favorite store has a cybersecurity department. So it's literally like defending any assets or sensitive information. And I actually got started in it. Like originally, I went to school for criminal justice, thought I was going to save the world by being a social worker and being an infant mental health therapist. It just didn't work out for me. I went to grad school for it, maybe like 2 months into the semester. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I'm not there. And then I just had a criminal justice mindset. And then I've always been into technology, into laptops. My aunt has been in the IT field for 20 years. So she got me my first laptop, taught me how to type everything. So I wanted to figure out how could I combine law and technology. I had no idea how. And I'm like, okay. I just ended up Googling, and my aunt was like, you should look into cybersecurity. And instantly, when everybody hears cybersecurity, they just instantly think like, oh, I'm not smart enough, or I don't get it, or I have to be super technical. And that's not true. That's like such a big myth. So I just ended up Googling, looking up cybersecurity. I found a master's program at UAD, University of Detroit Mercy. I contacted the professor, talked a little bit about it. I applied, I got in. That program was probably one of the hardest things I ever did in my life.
Wow.
Even though I've only been living for 26 years, I think that's one of the hardest things I have accomplished. The first 3 months I was enrolled, I'm like, this is not for me. I was crying every day because I didn't get it. But literally after that 3 months, I'm like, oh, I love cybersecurity and I never want to get out of it. Like, this is what I want to do. And from there, I just, did an internship and got into like the actual field, and then grew from that spot, and then moved to Ally. And I don't even want to really leave Ally because they've been treating me so good, and I'm just learning so much more. And just on top of that, thanks to my education, I was able to get my thesis published. So I am out there. You can look me up on Google. All the free passes are gone. So if you look up my article, you got to pay for it, unfortunately. But I mean, I have that. And then, eventually, like, I really used to just post like tips or anything on my personal Instagram page. And then like a few people just start writing me like, you need to make your own page. And then a girl I actually went to school with, she's like a virtual assistant, and she does like, marketing and social media stuff for people. And she asked me like, this is free of charge. Can I like help you make a page for Rita Cyberboss? And she helped me do all of this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, like, so we did that. And then it was best for me to keep it separate. Just because you don't want to mix your personal and your professional.
Right.
So yeah, Reading Cyberboss was a business. I was doing workshops, trainings, panels, small business security consultations. But as a business owner, just like my Q was saying, sometimes you don't do things the right way and you have to step back. So I decided to take a step back and just turn it into a blog. I never wanted it to be a business because I respect entrepreneurs, but I am someone who wants to work for someone. That is just how I am. And I just feel like, of course you can flourish more as an entrepreneur. I have some things up my sleeve, but I'm just not ready at this point. I want to, do more things before I get to that point. But as far as my cybersecurity, I'd rather work for someone. And Rita Cyberboss is currently rebranding. We will be back in 2021, and I will be turning it into a blog.
Turn up.
How exciting. That's a good story. That's a good point you made about like not being your boss at the moment. It's something that comes up on Instagram and all the socials all the time. Like, you need to build your own business. You need to have your own, be an entrepreneur, don't work for anybody. And I've always had that thought, like, that is not the case for everybody. Some people want to work under somebody else because you can get a certain type of mentorship or support for like, especially if you're using like certain technologies or equipment or things that may be expensive. Like, it's good to work under somebody else to like build yourself up. So
yeah. Yeah, pretty much everybody that I know that's in cybersecurity, even if they have their own business, they still work for other companies. And it's not to, and we have to be mindful, like when we're doing stuff and we still work for other companies, we just have to make sure that it's a representation of us and not of the company we work for. But I mean, I for cyber, I would rather just keep it as a blog and that's it. But it's funny because I actually went to a business brunch yesterday, and this is like everything that we were talking about. And you know how they talk about people, especially Black people, we're scared sometimes to start our own business because we've been told so much that we can't do this, we're lazy, with this, with that.
Imposter syndrome. That's what it's called. When you feel like you shouldn't be there because they're not skilled enough, talented enough, don't have the experience.
Exactly. And I have another business idea. I'm not ready to share because
we get it.
Yeah, it's so creative. I need it to be like, I need to have it trademarked. I need to have papers on it before I even bring it out. But that is going to, because I have that goal, to be a part-time entrepreneur is what I'll call it. I'm like trying to, I'm not in school anymore, so I'm trying to like build my skills. I'm trying to take classes on marketing and graphic design. And I want to do my own stuff. I want to do my own stuff for my business initially because I don't want anybody to take my stuff because, if you don't have stuff trademarked, people will take it. And I mean, unfortunately, that's just how it is. A lot of Black businesses have been like that. We see, for example, like hair companies, like, everybody sells hair. But, let's just say if my kid didn't have her stuff, trademarked, somebody could easily take Young Flawless bundles and that would just be detrimental. So, yeah.
They still try. They try to steal pictures and videos and act like it's theirs.
You better have that paperwork.
I was about to ask you, Mikeia, like, a lot of people, like Jeray said, they are nervous about it. They're scared that people will steal their stuff. I wanted to ask you, when you guys took the break, what were some things that you did to be better prepared for the next go round? And did you have those same feelings? Were you scared of people stealing it? Did you go through getting a trademark and an LLC before you guys rolled out again? And what was that process like?
Yep, but the second time around, we got our LLC. We made a business account. The first time we already trademarked our name, so that wasn't a problem. But yeah, we did everything business. Got the business account, got the LLC, business cards. I think the first time around it was we were so worried about a following, and we were giving hair away for free to people on Instagram with a lot of followers to promote us, and a lot of them weren't doing what we asked them to do. Like they would get the hair, they wouldn't really shout us out like they were supposed to. We even gave hair this time around when we first started back. We gave hair to somebody famous from Love and Hip Hop. I'm not gonna put her out there, but she got the hair. She never shouted us out, but it's okay.
Do you know if she ever wore the hair? Did you ever see her in it?
Yeah, I think about people trying to steal our name or anything because, like I said, we have it trademarked and everything. We have our LLC, but people still will try it. People will take pictures and videos and put it in a little Facebook group and act like it's theirs. People do all kinds of stuff like that. It doesn't bother me now. It used to, but
just out here catfishing a whole business.
It doesn't bother you, so you just let it slide, or do you hit them up, or do you just let it be?
I just let it slide only because of my fiance. Because Josh and Jeree, they know I will comment quick, like this is not your stuff.
You should believe in calling people out.
I just try to be professional and just let it go.
Because what's meant for you is going to be you. It's for you. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to continue to succeed and be great at what you do. Yep. Mo, ask your question again about the hair. I don't know if she heard you or she was skipping over you.
I wanted to know, like, you don't have to say the celebrity's name, but did you know if they ever wore the hair? Like, you could see it on them?
She wore it, and we texted her and asked her, how did you like the hair and everything, but she never posted on her page, but she's on our page. So just go on our page and scroll, and y'all see who we're talking about.
Right, did y'all respond?
Did we respond?
I mean, did she respond
to the text?
She responded to the text. She said she liked the hair. She was gonna post it. What's crazy is she was here in Detroit, and when we gave her the hair, she invited us to a party and everything that she was having, that she wore the hair at, but she never posted. She never
That's
tagged us.
weird.
I didn't understand it.
That's crazy. Did you just see that happen with Mulatto?
Yes.
The girl gave her the hair 2 years ago, and she hit up Mulatto like, "Hey, what's going on? You never did that." And Mulatto was like, "Girl, that was 2 years ago. Like, it doesn't matter. My money is still my money. My product is still my product. You made a promise." And they know how business work. Like, we're going to give you this for you to put us out there. And then they have an issue later on when they don't do what they promise the businesses to do. It's crazy.
Yep. So it's like a loss. We're giving you hair for free. And some celebrities they want you to give them free hair and pay them to promote.
Unless you like really like celebrity,
right?
Like, you know, like no. Reality TV.
Hair is money.
You know? Right, like loving hip hop.
You're not Beyonce.
Exactly.
Just, and this could be for any one of you that's like personally super interested. As far as getting, and for anybody out there starting a business, that imposter syndrome is really like a strong thing where you don't feel like you deserve a seat at the table or need to be in the building. Getting your stuff trademarked or starting your like, what is the process of getting a trademark?
Well, I just know that there's like a website. I think I forgot what it's called. I think it's like US trademark or something, but it's like a government website that you do for trademarking. I know that like doing an LLC, I don't know if it goes state by state, but I know for Michigan it's like LARA, that LARA that handles Michigan LLCs. And I think that process is a lot more easier. But what I'm learning is that LLC, no one can take it within the state. But when you move to trademark and copyright, nobody around the world can take your stuff. But I know for me, when I do a trademark, I'm going through a lawyer. And it's a lawyer out here in Detroit, Michigan. Her name is Kiana, the trademark lawyer. And she is like, she bomb. Like, she bomb. So I like reached out to her and like she was very professional and like, you know, pretty much gave the process. She handles everything. And I know some people can do trademarks themselves, but I know that I listened to Kiana's story about how she tried to do something herself and someone ended up taking her idea, which is how she ended up getting to trademark law. So I think that I would rather go through a lawyer because a lawyer has so much access to other things that we don't have when we're trying to look up in the database for like names that are already taken. So I know when I'm ready, like all I got to do is pay my money, file it, and that's it. Like that's like a goal for me. I need to trademark two things that I want to do, and like that's like my number one. Like it needs to happen before, I forgot I'm not at work. I'm like before the end of Q1, but
we don't know what that is. We don't know what
before the end of March. Before the end of March, I want to like, you know, have that done. So yeah, I don't know. I just learned the process though, and I'm also not a business owner for real. So
got you.
Yeah.
What about you, Kia? How was the process for you?
Honestly, I don't. So now that she said that the difference between trademark and LLC, I kind of think that we might not have the trademark. I know for sure we have the LLC, we have our name patent, but what the LLC, actually, they did everything for us and just sent us everything in the mail. So, but I feel like that when you have the LLC behind your business name, I feel like people take you more serious.
Yeah,
they feel like it's more. I don't know the word, but yeah, I feel like they put more serious when you have the LLC.
I think we had to start an LLC for our podcast. Woo, 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 like big steps. I know that.
Yes.
And it feels like now we feel like we can be presentable to other people. When we go to like collaborate with someone or talk to someone, like we are an actual business. I think confidence wise, that helps. That we've taken the time, the energy to like establish ourselves. So I think that definitely makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
We got to work on that trademark though.
Man,
Yeah.
it's coming.
Yeah.
But somebody else trying to come for because we know it's gold. So yeah, we're gonna get into this little long distance relationships and stuff.
Segue.
Hey.
So yeah, we got 5 people up here. So like, is we for it? Is we against it? Can we handle it? Can we not handle it? Like,
Against love?
not again. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, can you handle it or can you not handle it? Like, some people be like, well, long distance, no, I need to feel, touch, hold, and lick, and all of that stuff for my loved one. So it's like everybody can't do, you know what I'm saying, long distance relationship. And then some people, you know what I'm saying, may prefer it, you know, the traveling and distance and all that good stuff. So I think we should start
from what counts as long distance, because we had that debate the other day.
If you have to, I guess, prep for an extended like visit, like at least an hour away, I would say that's long distance, you know.
I would say like if you live in different states.
Because it depends on, you know what I'm saying, the area. Because like if you on the East Coast, you know, so y'all commute differently kind of than we do a little bit. Because like y'all have the train and the subway and all that, as opposed to we got the bus and the car. So an hour is an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm in New York. It takes me an hour and a half to get to work. So for me, I'm like, that ain't no distance. Like, it takes you an hour and a half to get to your partner.
Right. So like I guess it just depends on like the area, but you know, long distance, you gotta catch a flight. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take a suitcase. You know, you're gonna come right back, like the weekend little trip type shit.
Geesh, how you feel about it? You can start.
When I was younger, I experienced a long distance relationship or two, and you know, I did it. You know what I'm saying? It worked. I definitely seen the pros and the cons. You know, at like here in this day and age, it's not the worst thing because like I plan on doing a lot of like traveling and moving and you know all of that stuff. So it wouldn't be that big of a deal, honestly. But I think if I had to choose a preference, I definitely prefer like we be in the same vicinity for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm like I like to be close, and not even like close, and we don't even have to be doing things together. Like I just like to have like the other person there in case I need to reach out. I've never really done long distance. I don't know if I would like it now. I'm such in a weird point in my life right now. Maybe.
You don't know what you need at this point in the weird point.
Possibly. I feel like I do need a little bit of space. I'm like somebody, and I hate that this is like happened in my adult life, but I'll like not move in or like, yeah, basically like let somebody like live up in my house very easily. And if I want to be close, and I'm like, well, why are you leaving? Like we're here, we're enjoying our company. But I have this, like, it's not a good idea. I feel like I need that time before to really get to know someone. Like I want to do it properly, you know? I want to know each other, then eventually move in and not just be like shacking up.
Yeah.
But no, I can't like
protect that space, protect that peace.
Yep.
Mikey, how you feel about long distance?
Ladies, would you long distance?
I don't know. I can't say. I feel like I would have to be in the situation to see if I can actually do it and actually handle it. I mean, I've only been in 2 real relationships in my life, and they were pretty much not long distance. I mean, the one I'm still in now, I mean, he's out there.
Let's say like your business took a different turn or something, and Fiance Bay had to go move to another city to like start a branch there or something like that. Do you think that would be something you could manage?
I wouldn't have a choice.
Okay.
Right.
At this point,
yeah,
we 2 kids in and everything, so I feel like I wouldn't have a choice, especially if it's something that has to do with the business. I would just have to make it work. I feel like my problem would be trust though. I feel like that would be my biggest issue. Like, what you doing over there in
Right.
whatever state you in?
Like, damn.
On Snapchat checking in where they at. Like,
Sure, need the location.
you know.
But I also think it could work. I think it could work. I think it depends on the people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If your communication is up, if the trust is there, I think
Yep.
So what you? Oh.
No, it ain't my turn.
It's your turn yet? Okay.
All right, now come
Well,
on,
both
girl.
of y'all too.
It ain't my turn.
Somebody else on this podcast is in a long distance relationship too.
Yeah.
Well, I would say, like, when I was younger, I was like, you know, like how we be when we're younger and we meet somebody, you know, like you think like, oh, you're gonna be with them forever or whatever, like with y'all,
They could
like
be in Hawaii.
I know, like, I was in a long distance relationship before, like right when I was in high school going to college, and this person lived in Ohio and I lived here. So I'm thinking like that's nothing. But you know, I'm a kid, like I ain't got no car yet. I got my license, but I ain't got my own car yet. So he broke up with me because he like, oh, you going to college? I don't trust you. And I was older than him too. So he was like, I'm still in my senior year, like, you know. But I think I was younger. So I'm like, Then I think you can also, not necessarily long distance, but like when you like in college, like I know I went to school up north in Michigan, central Michigan, and I was 2 hours away. So, I mean, at the time, the person that I was with, we was at college. But, you know, like when me and that person broke up and I started talking to somebody else, I was always 2.5 hours away from them. I mean, it's different when you can be like, oh, you know, just like Mo was saying, like, you know, you want your space, you know, but you also want to be in that person's presence. But I feel like after that, I'm probably like, I don't know if I can do long distance. But I'm actually in a long distance relationship right now, and we make it work.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm like a spiritual person, so I just feel like that we have to go through so many different heartbreaks or relationships or anything until, you know, sometimes God just throw somebody in your face like, this is who you're supposed to be with. And that's how I feel about the person that I'm with now. This the love of my life. They know. That's still I can't know. Like, you know, initially we didn't start off long distance. We are both from the same place. But similar to what you said, you know, there were career opportunities presented better for him in another state. And, you know, this was like before we got together, but we were still in like the dating stage, getting to know each other. And, you know, we didn't know, but I feel like, you know, we're older. Like I'm 26, he's almost 30. Like to me, it's childish now because it's like, okay, you gonna miss out on your blessing because y'all separate. And, you know, so like we make it work. And, you know, as far as trust, it's really based on the people. I think that I'm not gonna say that it can last forever, meaning like y'all can be long distance forever. I think that probably like if y'all been together and y'all like, let's say y'all been together for a year, okay, then somebody need to make a decision like, okay, what's next? What you gonna do? And I just honestly feel like it really goes off of I'm just happy that the guy that I'm with, we actually got to know each other first. I mean, we had mutual friends, like, you know, before we got in a relationship, but we actually got to know each other first as friends. And, you know, we always talked about our goals, always talked about our inspirations, where we want to be in life. And, you know, me, I've always been on my shit. Like I have a great head on my shoulders. Like I don't need a man. I wanted a man. So, I just think that because we did that, we took our time. And then when we finally got together, I'm like, okay, like we gonna have to see each other. So, you know, I do monthly trips, of course, safely. But yes, I do monthly trips. I go see him every month. And originally I used to just do like a 4-day trip. Now I do a week. And I stay out there for a week. I take my personal laptop, all of that. And, you know, just spending time with him. We don't even have to like go out or do anything. I mean, of course it's a pandemic, so it makes it a lot harder, but just being in his presence is fine with me. And then, you know, Next year, I'm like, okay, well, I'm about to kick it up to 2 weeks. And then, you know, you know, you want to ease it in because at the same time, we're not used to living with each other. It's not, you know, I've never really lived with a significant other. And to me, this has like been my most serious relationship. Like I've always been with little boys and now I'm with a grown ass man. So I just feel like, you know, it does have pros and cons. You know, let's just say you go through something. Like, I mean, with this whole pandemic stuff, like, you know, you going through something and you can't be there for your loved one. You know, you can be there for your significant other. Or, you know, some days you want to just cuddle. Or, you know, like in Michigan right now it's snowing. Like, dang, I might want to like sit in front of the fireplace and watch movies. I can't do that. I got to do it FaceTime. But it's just like little stuff like that. But like, you know, the pros, you know, you get to miss each other. You get the opportunity to miss each other. You get to build intimacy in a different level, not just like a physical way, but like, you know, in a mental way, in an emotional way. You get to build that when you're away from each other. And then, you know, you just get to really know that person. So that way, when you get in person, there's no like, you know, gaps or anything. But I think it works. But
what's the distance? What's your travel time? Is it a plane, train, or automobile?
So by plane, it's 2.5 hours.
Okay.
If I was to drive, 16 hours.
That's a distance. But Ree, your story is beautiful. Like I am like, I'm like the it's very mature, the way you're making it work, like slowly building it up. Like I love it. Like I feel like you swayed me. Like this could really if you're in the right mindset, if you communicate, you make sure you have a plan, you see each other. And I think that idea of like having time to miss the other person can be like something exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm about to tell Tay to go move out so we can miss each other.
You know the heart grows fonder when you're apart.
Yep.
Kimi?
What about me?
Kimi?
What about me?
Nicole said how we feel. How do you feel, sir?
So as I've told the folks before, I am in a long distance marriage. They live outside of the country. And we make it work. Like before the pandemic, it was like every 6 months, 4 months, something like that. At this point, because of the pandemic, it's been a year this month since we've seen each other. Feel my pain, sister. Feel my pain. But again, like, if you're able to work it out, you're able to work it out. Like my partner goes through it. I think I'm starting to go through it, but we keep pushing. We got hopes and dreams. You know, we're working towards coming together. And just
so this is like same thing. Like it's not a permanent situation. You are taking steps to.
Yeah, things have already been in the process, but with the pandemic happening and it already being a longer process, it's just being dragged out. We dated for maybe like 2 years before we got married.
Can you tell me
back and forth
the food story?
To Mexico. And I love going there. One day I'll live there, so it won't be a problem at that point.
I'm sorry, where is it? Where?
Mexico.
Okay.
Can you tell everybody about your dates with the food? I just love it and it warms my heart.
Oh yeah. So, you know, for our dates, like we'll plan the same meal. We'll prepare the same food. We'll watch the same show. We'll get on Netflix together, do things like that. We do other cute things like we both are on Spotify together. He'll play songs through the app while I'm listening and be like, this is for you. And I'll do the same. You know, it's different things that you can work out and connect with, you know, that people don't think of. But I've had same state relationships. I've had long distance. I've had it all. I've told people like, because I've talked to people who said that they don't do long distance, but you don't know what's presented to you. You don't know what your blessing is. You know what I'm saying? And anything can be worked out, especially at this age. We're grown. So if you want it to work, you can make it work. And it doesn't have to last forever. Maybe it'll be for a year, 2 years, and then you guys work it out from there. So, always keep an open mind. Don't think that love has to be right in your space at all times, because it doesn't always present itself like that. Like, my relationship is now going on 4 or 5 years. And it was a random connection that flourished into what it is now. We travel the world together. You know what I'm saying? Even being apart. We've been to different places. We've explored different things, and it's fun.
That's dope. Like, yo, meet me in this country over here in this city.
Yeah.
You don't have to be
like we'll plan trips. We'll plan trips. Whether he comes to visit me and we go together, you know what I'm saying? It just works out. We've been to many places, and we plan to keep on doing that, exploring.
I feel so touched by this whole conversation. I feel like I matured during this conversation. Like, I view it differently now.
An open mind.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've talked to people who's like, no, I don't do distance. I can't do distance, but they're still struggling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you don't know what you can do. You ain't tried it. You ain't dipped your toe in it yet.
I mean, because if it's the person that you really want, you're gonna do what it takes.
I'm glad that you started talking, because what do you feel about it?
I already said what I felt about it.
He did already say
I went first.
Would you?
I said I've done it before, like in my youth.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
So like now, here and now, I probably would rather somebody, be.
You
here.
did say that. Yes, you did.
But I did want to touch on what Politicking had commented and said. He said that he feels like if you're apart, it's like a 2 years max. Like, other than like that's it. After that, you gotta figure something out. So,
you agree with that?
Well, no, that's all about to ask y'all. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I do feel like you have to put a capsule on it. I will, you know what I'm saying? Me personally,
you can't.
Huh?
You can't always do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know what I'm saying? There's situations where you just can't do that. But I mean, thinking about it, I would be like, damn, I would be like, okay, do we have a plan to like come together? Like, how long is this going to be? Like, just because we're both working separately, do I need to come there and find a job? Do you need to come here? Like, are we just doing this because X, Y, and Z, and then 3 years from now it'll all be, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the long end? What's the long haul?
I think with his comment, what he said, because it popped up while I was talking, and it made me think about that. But like, I think that if you're married, it might be a little bit different. Like, you might can't be in the same state at that point. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in a relationship and you have the means to do so, then it should be done. You know what I'm saying? I think like with relationships, I'm not saying relationships don't matter, because mine, of course, matters. But with marriage,
all relationships matter.
But like with marriage, you vow to that person in front of God, for better or for worse. You know what I'm saying? So like when it comes to marriage, it might have to be a little bit longer than you want it to. But like with the relationship, I feel like, relationships might be just a little bit harder because, you want to be committed to that person, but, y'all might not end up together because of X, Y, and Z. But I know for me personally, I have a plan. I'm not staying here. So I'm out of here. But I mean, I had to sit down and like genuinely think about it, because, what people don't realize, sometimes people are going through things where you can't get up and easily go. Like me, I'll be transparent. I have Crohn's disease. So I have infusions, I have procedures. I just have, if I'm going somewhere, I need to go to the top hospital, because right now I go to University of Michigan Hospital, and to me, that's the top hospital out here. Well, really, the Mayo Clinic is the top hospital, but I'm not moving to Minnesota. So, but that was just like things that I had to take into consideration. And, the guy that I'm with is just so very sweet and care about my health. We looked up hospitals together. We looked up doctors together. We looked up infusion treatments and centers together. And,
like married, y'all.
Come on.
Invite us.
Yeah.
I hope so. But those were just I know for me, that was like a big decision. And even though like I'm an adult, you know, I still like talk to my family about it, set my parents down about it. And I think, you know, a job didn't matter to me because cybersecurity is everywhere.
Right.
And we pop in everywhere. It don't matter. But my biggest thing was, okay, I need a doctor. I need a doctor at least 5 months before I get there so I can have everything transferred over. That's my biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Because my goal is to get to remission. So I'm like, I need to be able to, I don't want to have to get back on a plane and come home for no doctor's appointment.
Right.
So sometimes you have to take real like things into consideration before you can like move forward. But I do agree with Josh that, okay, do we have a plan? What's the plan? Or like, what are you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I like saying I half agree with the comment. I feel like you should, if you're long distance, you should probably do something to make sure that you come together. But if not, I don't think it has like a 2-year max. Like if it takes longer, it takes longer. I'm not gonna be like, well, I'm out. 2 years has passed. We not,
Right.
I don't know. I don't feel the limit, but I do think like you should try to make a plan to come together, even like no matter how long it takes. You know, you would.
Yeah, if it's not permanently together, just like you know, Scheme and Jeree said, like they just make trips. You know, they see each other somehow. It's not like even if y'all not living together, y'all make it. You know what I'm saying? A point to see each other.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, if it's good, you make that plan and you work it out from there. You can't always time it out because them plans don't always work out like that.
I mean, things happen. Look at the pandemic.
Right.
Sure. Like Mexico, that's where I would want to come visit. That's a good spot to come. Like I love to come to Mexico and be able to like kick my feet up, and not worry about no room. Like
Mexico. Wait, but y'all don't even know. Kimi be in Mexico and like he's not in the tourist parts. He's in like where the people live, and you know he's a celebrity out there now.
Yes, I am.
Pictures. They're like, you know, because they don't see the black people. So
I'm gonna have to post that on the page. That is hilarious.
And they're like a crowd of people. Smile for us. Take a picture. Put on the show too. Mess. But yes, thank y'all so much for coming on. This was beautiful. I feel uplifted by this conversation. Young Flawless Bundles on Instagram, and we have Ree the Cyber Boss, or cybersecurity, turning into a blog for 2021. I know I want all the tips and tricks. And this is Sunday Brunch.
Yes, thank you, ladies.
Thank you
for having me.
Yes, thanks for having us. I'm full. Yes.
you got your nourishment for the soul.
Yeah. See y'all next time, family.
Bye-bye.
Bye.